my son Kemp, he does Kemp's Corner on our show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Talk about football and
Big
sports.
fan.
And it got sponsored by a company called Dickerson Orthodontics. They sponsor it. And that's actually where Kemp goes and my boys go for all their dental work and stuff, right? So because he's 12, they can't pay him. I guess it's illegal to pay him.
Right.
So yesterday, Dr. Dickerson shows up at my house and he gives Kemp a hoverboard as payment.
That's what I saw cruising down your hallway. That video.
Jake was in the cruise.
Oh, it's Jake, yeah. It
But
lights up, though, going down the hall, which
it's
I thought
pretty
was
dope.
really cool.
So he gives it to Kemp. Kemp opens it up, rides it for a second, then has to go to baseball practice. Jake, my older boy, gets on it and just owns this thing. Immediately owns it. Now, I don't know if you've ever been on one before.
They're tough to balance on. I mean, if you've never been on one, the second you put like one of your feet on there, it'll start moving. So you got to get your balance pretty quick.
Have you done it before?
Yes, I have.
And have you successfully done it?
After about an hour of like
Are you
falling
serious?
on my face, yeah.
I put my foot on one for about 2 seconds, and I said, pass.
Really?
I can see where you would.
It's like one of the hottest gifts this holiday season.
I started in this room with one of the fill-in jocks that had one, and the same thing happened to me. I put my foot on it, it starts to take off, it starts moving to the left or whatever. So one of the kids in the neighborhood had one. So out in the open street, it's a little easier to kind of get your bearings because you're not worried about hitting a wall or anything. So after
I think it'd be safer in the house.
Well, you think it'd be safer in the house?
Yeah, because then you could hold on to a wall.
I suppose so, but for me, it seemed like you have to kind of like reverse your skateboard knowledge because you're going forward instead of sideways on a skateboard. And then once I figured it out outside, I was fine.
Well, you
There's
know you have
grass
to
and
be
stuff.
really careful with that because they've been blowing up.
I heard
They've had
after
a lot
I
of them,
posted
like,
video
literally
of
setting
it,
fire
all these
and blowing
people
up.
started making comments saying that they're catching on fire.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Now, I don't mean like these things are hot, these things are on fire, everyone
Yes.
wants one. I mean a little bit of
like,
both. Everyone
your
wants one
child-
and they're catching on
Your
fire.
child will
Fire.
burst into flame.
Yeah, so my son Kemp got it, opened up, and they had to go to baseball practice. So I was at 4 hours of baseball practice with Dutch, and then 2 hours of Dutch, and then 2 hours of Kemp. Meanwhile, Jake has been mastering this thing and has it all under control.
He's got the parkour, he's got the balance.
Right. So my wife goes home and sends me this video of Jake rocking it out. And I said, has Dutch gone on it yet? And she's like, yeah, Dutch went on it, flew off of it,
Oh, no.
smacked his head into a cabinet.
Oh, no.
Like, and then was trying not to cry. And then Jake goes, you suck. You don't know how to do hoverboard. You're a girl. And then Dutch starts crying. All hell breaks loose.
no.
I post the video of Jake on the hoverboard.
Looks cool.
And once I post it, as soon as I post it, within seconds, my sister text messages me and says, why isn't he wearing a helmet? And I'm like my sister, my mom died in 2011, and my sister has somehow taken over the role of my mother and gets into my chili more than anybody else in
good.
the world.
That's her job.
She's like, why doesn't he have a helmet on? And I'm immediately thinking, my mom, I'm like, he has one in the garage. You just got, like, I'm thinking of all these excuses right away. I'm like, hold on, you're my sister. Shut up.
Younger sister, too.
Yeah, I
She's
know.
really like your older sister, and she takes care of you.
If she knew the Dutch story, she would be like, he should have had a helmet
Well, then
on.
I told her the
Right.
Dutch story right after that, and she was like, she starts sending me all these links of all these teenagers that have cracked their skulls open and on wheelchairs because they're playing on the hoverboard. You don't really hear a lot of that in the news.
Well, I think you will at some point. I'm kind of surprised at how fast they go. And so the kids on the block that have them, the first thing they tell me, and this is the weirdest thing, I said, how do you, when you get on it, how do you make it move? And they said the best way to think about it is whatever your brain thinks it starts to do. So he gets on it, and the kid on my street starts going backwards. He's like, see, I was thinking about it going backwards. And it's not like you move into it. It's almost like you have to will the board to go in a certain way. It's weird the way those things work.
Well, Kemp,
Never been on one.
Who's 12, who got one, his rules are Dutch can't play with it because he's going to get hurt, and I can't play with it because I'm going to get hurt. And I said to him, I'm driving home from practice. He's like, Dad, you can't play on it. And I said, first of all, dude, do you know who I am? Do you know my skateboarding background? And he goes, I don't care. He was like, 5 years ago, the kid's 12, and he remembers 5 years ago, I was showing him how to work out on a skateboard in the front yard in the street, and I wiped out and broke my ankle. I broke my wrist. I broke my wrist.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
Totally.
And then I went to as I'm talking to him, I had a beanie cap on or whatever. I take the beanie off, and as I'm talking to him, I'm trying to loosen up my hair. He goes, I bet you that hurt your wrist right there. That hurt your wrist right there. Is what he says. I'm like, settle down, kid.
He knows his father.
It's like the ultimate trash talker with you.
Totally.
It's the best. Love it.